basketball fans, welcome into Canada's home for talking hoops. This is the Hangout. I'm Akil Agustin, and I made a mistake off the top. Kelly Krospoff is not an assistant coach. She's an assistant GM, and that's major news because she is the first in the league to be a female. And we'll talk about that, of course, with today's panel. We have the producer of the Toronto Raptors broadcast, Dan Gladman. He ran over from the SBA, Scotiabank Arena.
He's fit.
No, he's not. Don't lie.
Which one of us is the assistant here, by the way?
I don't know. Amy Audibert of the 905 broadcast team, of course, new to it. And my guy, Gareth Wheeler. You know him on the radio. You know him with the 905.
My curling partner.
Yes, we went curling. We won't talk about that today. We'll spare you the details from our curling expenditure, whatever.
Experience, yeah.
We lost all the games. But the team that's not losing all the games, the Toronto Raptors, of course, they beat the Indiana Pacers. Controversial ending. But let's talk about another controversial ending. A couple days ago, Nick Nurse fined 15 racks by the NBA for questioning, of course, or calling out the NBA officials. I will start with our fire starter, and not because of your red hair.
It's under wraps tonight. It was money well spent, wasn't it?
Yeah, so
$15,000 well spent, and I give him full credit because he's not only sticking up for his player, but he's sending a message not only to the officials that refereed that game in Denver, but everyone across the league. The referees are on notice. He's a rookie head coach. He's trying to get respect for him and his team. And guess what happened tonight, Akil? OG Anunoby made all kinds of contact on the arm of Bogdanovic at the end of the game. Could have gone to the free throw line, shot three. Instead, no call. Raptors win the ball game. Money well spent.
I agree with you there, but do you feel that Kawhi Leonard is getting the respect of the NBA officials, Amy?
On that particular night, no. I think he had 21 field goal attempts. He shot 4 free throws, which meant twice on 2 of those 21 attempts. They gave him something. And not even the numbers. It was the fact that you knew going into that game who they were short, who they were missing. Of course, he was going to put the game on his shoulders and try to go. Where I think it gets a little bit fine line is that should we be officiating people because of who they are, or just because they're better than everyone?
Well, don't act naive. We officiate people based on who they are.
I know that, but hold on. A foul is a foul, and as we just saw, a travel is a travel, and it shouldn't change. It shouldn't change. LeBron, yeah, he should get calls because he's better than everyone. Kawhi is better than everyone, so he should get calls.
Now, you isolated that game. I'm talking about over the entire stretch that we've seen so far. Do you feel like there's been an issue with the refereeing or the way Kawhi's been reffed?
I think he should get a couple more calls. He's better than everyone. It's not his.
Thank you. I love your argument. He is better than everyone. That's how I feel sometimes. Let's go. Dan?
Well, I mean, what was one of the big statistics we always talked about with DeMar DeRozan over the years, and that was free throw attempts. And we always made a big thing. He was top 5 or top 8 in the league in attempts at the line. I have to ask the question, why isn't Kawhi Leonard in the league leaders in free throw attempts? He certainly is as aggressive as anybody. He goes to the basket. He doesn't lay out at the three-point line. I definitely think he's getting fouled. He's getting a ton of contact. And I don't know if it's about respect, but I don't think he's getting the calls.
You know why? He doesn't sell it. He doesn't add the little, like the kickback. Or it gets right in the face of the referee.
Did DeRozan do that?
He sold a little bit.
He sells that.
And you know what? He also doesn't really complain. I mean, up until as of late.
This is the most vocal I've seen him.
About just getting back and playing defense. And he shouldn't be punished because he's.
You said that he's better than everyone. The thing that I love that he said is that his game would work in any generation of ball. He's a throwback. And I think it's more the type of game that he plays because he embraces the contact. He doesn't try to shy away from it, and sometimes he goes right through it, right? And then sometimes the referees just say, okay, we're going to swallow the whistle, let the play go, even though it's clearly a foul.
Have they forgotten how good he was? This is a guy that was considered one of the top two-way players in the league.
I don't think there's anything that they need to forget. The guy is getting fouled, and there's not a lot of calls. You look up sometimes, he's been to the free throw line 4 times, but he's got 34, 36 points. I mean, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't compute.
This isn't a call by Nick Nurse going out and saying that for right now in December or January. This is the springtime, and we've all lived through the LeBronto thing, where all of a sudden in a physical basketball game, Cavs Raptors, LeBron at the end of the game would have 1 or 2 fouls. You're like, what? How is this guy stuck on that number? So as much as it's getting foul calls called your way, it's also making sure that they don't go against your star players as well.
All right, exactly 7 days ago, it happened right after this show finished airing, actually. The Toronto Raptors defeated the world champion, back-to-back Golden State Warriors. And I didn't get a chance to ask anybody on this show their reactions to that game. So I'll start now, and I'll start with Dan Gladman. What did that win mean to you?
I was there, and it meant a lot. And can I tell you what's funny? I was in the building the last time they won in Golden State, February 8th, 2004.
He's that old.
That old.
He's a lot older than that.
That much more wise.
I don't think wise is the word. That was a huge win. I mean, they kicked their butt. It was the second night of a back-to-back. Kawhi didn't even play. I mean,
the Warriors
Raptors
were healthy.
The Warriors, they were fine. The Warriors had come in, I think they had won 4 or 5. That was, without question, this is a statement game. Look how well they played, up and down. You know, Durant didn't get his 51, so Golden State wasn't even close. It was the worst game I've ever seen Curry have, certainly against the Raptors. I mean, he's torched the Raptors for years. Look, if you're a Raptors fan, that game meant a lot. Denver and Portland didn't.
Agreed.
That game meant so much.
It wasn't even a game. At the end, I was just like, is this real life?
Blowout.
I mean, at the same time, then you wake up the next day and you're like, oh, wait, 82 games in a season. And I mean, how much weight do you put on one game?
Right. But that's the game you would look at.
What can happen down the road? That's
True.
what it was about.
Hope. I think it gave every year. I feel like Raptor fans go through this phase where it's like, this is it. This is the year. But wait, this is the year. They just smacked Golden State at Oracle. Like, come on.
When I look at that game, I look at one player more than any other on the floor, and that's number 7, wearing the Raptors red, and Kyle Lowry. He was coming off what was just a horrendous week and a half, 2 weeks. And back-to-back nights against the Clippers and the Warriors with Leonard out, he stepped up. And if he can be the true leader of this team and play like that against the best competition, then look out. I'm with you, Amy. But I think that a lot is on Kyle Lowry's shoulders or legs right now, whatever's bothering him. He has a thigh contusion.
That's on his back.
But he's just such an important player. And when he's focused, when it's right in between the ears, he's such a good player. And he showed it that night.
Major win, big news, and congrats to the boys on finally beating the Golden State Warriors, putting the Americans on notice. Still more to come here on Canada's home for Talking Hoops. Shouts out to the Raps. The Pacers are known as one of those up-and-coming teams. Ooh, shouts out bonus. Oh, my goodness. Yo, didn't his dad just get his number retired by Portland or something? Shouts out to Papa Sabonis. The Pacers are hot, though. But Raptors right now, hotter. We'll be back with more Hangout. Hangout after the break.